All right, art nerds, we are going to be walking through how to create a pinch pot for your monster project. So you're going to be starting with a hunk of clay, and you're going to be rolling that into a nice ball. So rolling that in your hands, pounding it, okay, trying to make it a nice round shape, okay? If it's not a perfect sphere, that is a-okay. Now what you're going to first do is you're going to hold it in your hands just like this, okay? And you are going to punch your fingers into the center, okay? Punch your thumbs in. And then it's called the pinch method because notice what am I doing with my hands? Okay, I am pinching the clay. Okay, so you're going to be going around over and over again pinching the clay. I sometimes rotate between having my thumb on the inside to my thumb on the outside, and you don't want to pinch it too much. You pinch it so that it's super, super thin. One, your project will break, and two, I'll make you start over. A good thickness would probably be about as thick as your pinky. Okay. If it's just a hair smaller than that, it's not the end of the world. If it's a hair bigger than that, it's not the end of the world, but that is a good way to kind of judge how big you want it to be. Now you want it to be as big as your pinky so then it's nice and even, so big as your pinky all the way around, okay? And I'm smoothing out this top edge because it's a little bit rough, okay? So you want it nice and smooth all the way around, okay? So whenever I'm working on the inside, see I'm holding the outside. Whenever I'm working on the outside, I want to make sure I'm holding the inside. Okay. Now, you don't have to be too picky and smoothing out everything because remember we're going to be turning these into monsters, so it may have a lot of interesting textures on it, or you're going to be covering it up with an appendage. So if it's not perfect, it is just fine. So don't fret too much about having a perfect bowl looking shape because this is not going to be a bowl once we're done with it. Okay. So I have a good start here, okay, and it'll be at this point once you get it nice and even all the way around and the bottom's nice and even as well. That's when you are going to be starting to add your different things to your project to make it unique. However, you want to make sure that your project is nice and even all the way through. So I have this wire cutter and I'm actually going to cut my bowl in half, okay, because I want to show you something. When I cut my bowl in half, I want you to see how thick it is here, okay, and see how nice and even it is here, okay. This is easy to feel, okay. I need you, when you're working with it, I need you to feel how thick it is here, okay. Now when it's this big of a difference, okay, especially if my walls were a little bit thinner like they should be, okay, notice how this is twice as thick, okay. Now, since clay is essentially water and dirt, okay, as it dries out and gets ready to be put in the kiln to fire, it starts shrinking, getting smaller, okay? And thinner things, they dry faster than thicker things, which means that my project will crack, it will break, and there are also maybe air bubbles trapped on the inside. So the best thing to do is to always double check that you have nice, even thickness, even on the bottom, okay? Because you want, if I theoretically cut yours in half, because I'm not going to cut yours in half, but if I did cut it in half, it should look pretty close to this and not like this, okay? This is good, this is bad, okay? Well, not bad, it's just you might end up having a sad experience with a kiln. So, once you finish up your pinch pot, make sure you form it, okay? Because if I want it to be a monster, maybe it's not going to be big open. It's going to be sitting down on its side. It's going to have, this is going to be the mouth, okay? And I'm going to be experimenting and adding things to it to make it a little bit more unique there, okay? So, figure out how you want to prop. Is this the top of it? Does it go like this? Does it go like this? Where are the teeth going to be? Does it have horns? Does it have wings? Does it have an arm? Okay, so you're going to be adding things to it, okay? And I have my example right here for you that you can kind of see where I had my pinch pot and then I squished it, okay? So this is my pinch pot, and this is an added piece. So I did some scoring and slipping. Check out my other video about that. Scored and slipped on some eyes, got some teeth, got a tongue, got some horns. I have some interesting texture here, okay? So playing around with the texture, playing around with adding things onto it to make it unique, make it your own. So that is the basics for this project, and I hope that this video was helpful.